y'all? How's it going? Welcome to another episode of the Geeks About Gaming podcast. I am one of your hosts, Wilden.
What's up? And I'm the other host, Kendall.
Well, somebody's having an interesting day. Yes, welcome.
It's so hot.
Welcome, guys. This is another episode. We're here to talk to you about all the news and the hot topics that go on each week in gaming. And as usual, there's always stuff to talk about. We're not having like a big major story necessarily, but we have a lot of different smaller stuff that we can get discussions about and things of that sort. So, as usual, we start off with our howdies. And Kendall, just lead us right into it. What's going on?
Here's my weekly discovery. We talked about it last week, actually. Grounded, man.
Yeah.
It's developed by Obsidian Entertainment, and I actually purchased it and started playing the early access. And
so
yeah.
Okay. No,
I have
okay.
like
I
good
think I'm
things
reading what your
and bad
thoughts
things
are.
to say about it.
Well, we could get to it now. Why not? Let's start with this.
You want to?
This is a
okay.
maybe a hot topic. At some point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Grounded. Okay, so first off, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I don't know why they decided the prices the way they did or how they did it.
Yeah,
I don't think it was the smartest move.
I knew it was an early access. Like, I'm pretty sure this is still technically alpha. No?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's $30. That probably means they just have it, like, pretty well made and thought through. And then, honestly, I feel like I wasted $30. I wish it was like $10. Then I would understand.
Well, see, here's the thing, Kendall, and this is why I feel bad for you and everybody else that had to pay that amount. Because if you have Microsoft Game Pass like I do, which is like $10 a month at the most, you get the game. It's part of Game Pass. So basically, I kind of got it for free to try it out, and I just feel bad for people that had to pay like the $30 for it.
Yep. The only reason I got it, though, is because my roommates have it on Xbox Game Pass, and we all wanted to play it together, and they're like, Kendall, play it with us, and I'm just like, well, I don't have an Xbox, and they're like, it's only $30 on Steam, and I was just like, okay, yeah, let's play it together, and I got, excited. I was like, yeah, it'll be fun, and then I'm like, oh, God, I wish we split that 30.
I mean, okay, I'm hearing very split stuff on it. Either people don't like it at all, or people really see the potential in it and think it's got something.
Oh, I see the potential, 100%. It's just that, why is the alpha 30? I just think that there are levels of difficulty you can play it on, and even on mild, it's good, but it's it goes like this. It goes mild, medium, whoa, and then creative, which is not a difficulty at all. It's just in creative mode, like Fortnite or something like that. And it almost feels like there's no change or very minor change between the difficulties, which doesn't. Yeah, I don't know.
Now, see, I guess. See, I didn't play with anyone, and I feel like this is a game that's better with people to make it interesting.
It's way better with people.
Yeah, see, I play by myself because I don't have any friends to play with. So, I just kind of, I don't know, I played it for 10 or 15 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
So and I only played the one stupid kid, he's with the glasses or whatever, the blind
yeah, the
kid.
nerdy one. He has a cute little planet outfit.
Oh,
yeah.
God, I was like, yeah, all right, I'll go. This is my man. And it was okay. Now I'm not a survival game person, and then some people are like, "Well, if you don't like survival games, you still might not like. You might like this because it's not kind of like." And I was just walking around, kind of confused. I didn't know really what the story was. They were like, "Grab this. You can make this." I'm like, "Thanks. This is good to know, but why? Why am I making it? Go check this out." Okay. Really, the only part about that I kind of liked for a second, where we could take a rock and smash spider and ants facing, and I would still die, but I could have a one-on-one rock fight and just go like this. That was really the only exciting thing I got out of it.
It's like way more like survival than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be a narrative story, more narrative than survival, but it actually is more survival if anything. And you just have to like create your own little like shelter, you have to gather food, you have to gather water, and you have to do that for a couple of days before like something happens in the game that actually progresses you forward. And it's still like, okay, I'm getting all these things, but it's impossible to kill this spider, and I need to get past this spider, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's
yeah. They just gotta look at their like difficulty settings or like the amount of bugs they put in something. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. It's no bug snacks. I'll say that. It's no like bug snacks. Like,
yeah.
I mean, everybody be talking about bug snacks, and we all love bug snacks, and we like, you know, we like the song and all that jazz.
Yeah.
But like the way to describe the game, it's like it's a little bit 3D action platformy and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, that's a game I would play. You know.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, Grounded. You know, and it's weird. It's okay because like. For the most part, Obsidian has a pretty good track record.
Mm-hmm.
They even, I mean, some people are split on Outer Worlds a little bit, but for the most part, they haven't really ever made like a terrible game by any means.
Yeah.
So if this ends up being the one that's like, oh, this one was as good as the rest, I'm rather it be that than that new Fantasy Wonder doing or whatever.
I actually agree with you. I do agree with you. Like, this does seem like a game where if it failed, it's like not a big deal. But it could also be a very successful survivor game amongst like, you know, yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, too. And I mean, again, just like they kind of made Fallout, basically, right? Like, they're the ones that originally created Fallout before it went to Bethesda or whatever, and they worked on New Vegas and stuff, but, like, that was such, like, a top-down RTS thing, right? Like, Bethesda, like, Fallout as we know today didn't exist until Bethesda took it over.
Yeah.
And made it what it was. But otherwise, it was this whole different experience to where it's, like, me being a big Fallout fan, it's like, I don't know if I can really play the first two. So, since that, they haven't... all they've done is like the story-driven, like first person sort of stuff, and so part of you like wants it to succeed, so they're not just trapped in like, oh, this is all we do. They want to explore and expand out, and they haven't had that since the original Fallout of something that's kind of that different, you know. And they aren't, and it's weird too because like we talk about story not being heavy, but that's like when you think of Obsidian, the first thing you think of is story. That's like that's what they're known for. It's good stories. Yep. So you would hope that, like, you trust down the road. But yes, it was an odd choice to make it, like, $30.
Yeah.
Especially when there's another big popular game that's out right now that you don't have to pay that much for to try out for the beta.
Yep.
So... you can
just be... honestly, you don't even have to be lucky to get a beta for the game we're talking about.
Yeah.
You will stumble upon one. You know what I mean? Like...
oh, yeah, when I heard that you had it, I was like... oh, of course she already has it. The second I was like, where did I miss the thing for this? What the hell?
Yeah. It's the one that they had like 2 weeks ago for the first weekend beta.
I didn't even know that was a thing. How did I miss that? I don't even know.
I found out through Stella with IGN.
Oh, really?
She's like a host and streamer. Yeah, so like she like posted a clip and I was like, what game is this? And she was like, it's this one. I was like, what? And then I like dived deep. And like thank you. And on the website, and not their like Twitter or anything. It was on their website somewhere in the bottom that was like, are you a streamer, like, or a YouTuber? Click here. And I was like, what? And then it was like, sign up for the beta. And I was like, oh, it's so hidden. Like, what?
Yeah, was weird because I applied for the streamer, but then I applied for a regular person, and I got the one as a regular person. I was like, I'll just take whoever comes first.
I heard that they did that one first.
Yeah.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
So they probably saw that they already sent you one, and they're like, "Oh, I don't need to send this guy one already."
Yeah, so
You know what I mean?
yeah, so I was like, okay, I'll take that one. That's fine.
But yeah,
yeah. Oh god, still.
because apparently the people who applied that first weekend through that website there were only 3,000 of us. So and that's how like secret and hidden it was.
Yeah, I know. I did see Stella was playing it, and I was like, well, that makes sense because she's that IGN or whatever. So
yep. I'm assuming she got it through actual Fall Guys, you know, like IGN did or something.
Yeah, she's talk about somebody that's been shifting gears and kicking rears recently.
Oh, for sure, right?
Yeah, she's. I was watching her last night, and it was funny. Her whole track shoulder. Not to get off topic about Stella, but all right. So what else is going? Okay, so that's sort of a hot topic-ish.
Hot topic, yeah. So speaking of Fall Guys, they got so popular with one of their tweets just had like the word newt in it, and it got so popular on Twitter that it became trending in the UK with I think it was over 5,000 tweets in one day.
All right, so I've seen the thing about it, and I responded because there was like, this newt, if you haven't gotten a beta, do this many newts if you have, this many newts if you want to stop using newt. I still don't know what the hell a newt is. Is that what the things are called?
Oh, so no, that's what they say in Pingu or Ping. I forgot I don't even know how to say it really. But that's just something that they say. They say newt newt in the game. Like that's like their penguin voice.
Oh, they're like newt newt.
Yeah, yeah.
God.
And that I don't even and like it wasn't they didn't intend for that to happen. So like you saw that they had like a riddle, right? And it's just an anagram. They just like moved letters around to make a new sentence, and part of that sentence was the word newt.
Oh.
And that's just how it exploded.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's some different. I haven't had, the last time I think I've heard a reference to the word newt was aliens. So it's been a long time since it's got too. So I'm excited.
So funny that.
Yeah. So maybe you and I will play a round or two together because you can show me the ropes of how this works because I have no idea how this play. I just see little things running around and people having a blast.
Fun. I think I'm gonna play it tonight. It's gonna be so fun.
Yeah, people keep, and this is an odd comparison at first, but people keep saying, which is actually related to another topic we'll get into, but people keep saying it's like the new Rocket League just because just like Rocket League, it's gonna debut on the PS4 for free. As part of PlayStation Plus.
So part of let's just talk about Fall Guys now. So part of its marketing is that whoever has like PS Plus gets it for free. And they didn't hand out a lot of PS4 codes, beta codes. I think because they get it for free, which is why they're handing out thousands and thousands of Steam beta codes. You know, they want to get it up there, they want to get it popular, and they want people to play it, you know?
Yeah, and that's the thing with this kind of game, because I'm afraid, like, if I like it, it's like, I don't know if I want to pay the money for it, but then if I really like it, I'll feel left out, but then I'll be... But then I don't have PlayStation Plus anymore, and I wish I had, so I wouldn't have...
Yeah. I think it's just, like, a good, like, very good community, friends-based game, like, stress-free, and, yeah, there's, like... the regular game, which is $20, and then there's like the collector's edition, which is $30, and that just gets you like more emotes, more outfits, and like I don't even think that's necessary for this game.
Yeah, but hey, I didn't even know, wasn't sure how much it was, but for 20 for something like that, that's a little more reasonable. That's cheaper.
I think it's way more reasonable.
Grounded, the way we just.
I know, right? I know. But this is just, I don't know. This game is so fun. And I think it is worth $20 only if your other friends get it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. And it's like, I mean, there's a small group of us that'll play together once in a while, but like, otherwise I don't have any real friends to kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll have to wait to see.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they, like, for Xbox or PS4, I'm hoping they have like a multiplayer feature where people in your household can get into the same party without having to have a separate account, you know?
Yeah, and like I would hope like some crossplay.
Or like having to buy it again.
Yeah, and there's like
Yeah.
like crossplay, right? I would hope.
Yeah, there's only crossplay between PC and PS4, but Xbox can only play by themselves.
Haha! PlayStation got you on this one.
Yeah, fuck you, Xbox.
And you and your exclusive PC deals and shit.
Yeah, no fun for you,
Not on
Xbox.
Game Pass for you guys, which will suck. Because I'm like, damn it, I can't save $20 for that. God damn it.
Yeah. And Fall Guys was so popular last weekend, and it was the number 6 game viewed on Twitch for the whole weekend. And then this weekend, it actually beta just started this weekend today, and right now they're at number 4.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be playing it later tonight. That's for sure. Yeah, I know everybody's saying like this is the next big thing. Everybody keeps saying with all the excitement just in the beta. So I'm curious to see how it goes. You know, because the only experience I had with it when I was playing the Devolver Digital thing, and they had a little segment where they had them like running around like their little booth, and they would just kind of fall over and shit. You can knock them all down. So I was like, ha ha ha, and just shoot them all down. It's kind of silly, but it was kind of cool because the way you had to traverse through the game, you had to like bounce in through the little thing and all that.
Yeah.
So.
I do want to say though, that someone asked if Pengu's in the game, and no, it's not. Well, it just had to do with their marketing style on Twitter. Whoever handles their Twitter is fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
They're so funny.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's nice to have this little game come out, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
I missed the whole Animal Crossing bandwagon. Maybe I can hop on this.
Me too! Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Maybe I could make some friends? Because Valorant's a little, making friends.
That's hilarious.
Valorant's a little, friends. Yeah, so this, again, just games on our, but wasn't it too, though, that, like, Grounded was, like, number 1, though? I think
it was for a little bit.
A little bit, which is...
I think it was for a little bit on Steam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, whatever, but that's fine. Oh, also, and this is, since we're just, we can do the whelp thing now, because I kind of all integrate together.
Yeah, let's do it.
We'll change our app. So that's like we were talking about. That was kind of like our whelp, like what we've been playing kind of thing, but also to refer to a game you talked about last week. And how the fuck do you say this thing? It's Carrion?
I don't even know. I don't know how to say it.
Carrion?
I never really watched
I didn't realize
the video
afterwards that it was on Game Pass, and I tried it.
Yeah.
And I played a little bit of it, and I gotta tell you, for somebody that's not into Metroid games,
yeah.
it doesn't have necessarily the best reviews, but I've heard, I was watching, like, Kind of Funny, and like Greg and Major Nelson were talking. They were talking about how if a game's on Game Pass, it means the game's not gonna sell well. But it said for like that game in particular, it had really high sales numbers because it was on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So yeah, this Carry-On game, I tried it, and I tell you what, I was kind of getting into it a little bit. I had more fun with it than I expected. I was like, I'll play this for 5 minutes. I ended up playing for like 15 or 20 minutes. This Carry-On game, and honestly, I think it might be because it's not like they're going back and forth so much that I'm bothered by, why I don't play those games, is again, a lot of those are platformy. This one, I don't have to worry about jumping over stupid gaps or anything like that. I can just hop around wherever the hell I want, and just don't have to worry about dying just by traversing or something on accident. I can just go, grab my stuff, and then sometimes the tentacle's a little weird on the controller, but...
Oh my god, yeah, sometimes, like, I'm trying to get somewhere, and, like, I just can't, because, like, I don't know, like, the... yeah, my tentacles just, like, won't fucking do it for some reason.
Yeah, but it's good. And then you hear, like, the people getting eaten, they're like, ah!
Yeah,
or,
yeah, I love when I pick people up, and they just... They're like screaming for bloody mercy.
Run into each other, just like dummy bodies just flailing back and forth. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because it was referring to last week. And I was like, yeah, it's kind of fun. I might hop into it or whatever.
Yeah, no, it's actually I just beat the game maybe 2 days ago. And like it's the same thing over and over, just like it gets harder and harder, but you get like different power-ups over and over and stuff. Yeah. It's fun. And it doesn't last too long too, which is what I like.
That's what I was gonna ask you. I felt like it would be a shorter game, but I didn't know. I couldn't tell how long it was. And then
it's a short game.
And then what is kind of cool is it's the little flashback. Like I've only had one flashback so far. Where you're this little dude, and you're like, what? Where are you going? You're like, bah, 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 bah.
If anything, not so much of a spoiler, but like I wish there were more of those.
Oh yeah.
There are flashbacks, but I wish we had like a shit ton of flashbacks or something.
Yeah,
but then it would make the game longer, and I understand like why they didn't want to do that.
I don't know. They'll probably get that sequel. They won't.
Yeah.
I mean,
right. Yeah, they could. 100% they could.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wanted to bring it up. We were talking about it. Oh, speaking of which, we mentioned it earlier, so I'll lead into it because this is what we were talking about. So speaking of Rocket League, right?
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of Rocket League, they said Rocket League is gonna go free to play.
Wow! Forever?
Yeah, forever, supposedly. There's a couple of caveats.
Okay.
To be fancy all of a sudden. One is, it's only gonna be on Epic. Because the Epic bought, the company and owns it or whatever. So those of you who are whining and complaining about being on Epic, here's what I have to say. You had tons of time to get it on Steam. It was on PlayStation Plus when it came out for free, 4 or 5 years ago. If you haven't owned the game already, and you're whining about complaining on Epic, you got no way to blame but yourself. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
On this case. This game's been out long enough where you've gotten it where you've wanted to get it. So I'm just saying. Just throwing that out there. But yeah, it's going to be free to play, and I think they said, I think a lot of the stuff I gotta check. I believe a lot of the stuff they're, coming out with, before as far as DLC should be part of it.
Yep.
And then whatever comes out after. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, so have you... So I haven't played in years, but when it first came out, I was like, okay, this is not my kind of game at all. It's a little sporty or whatever. But I tell you, I remember it was, right when I was in Taos. I think it came out right a year or so after I graduated college, and I remember my roommate and I got it, and we were playing it, and for the first, couple months there, playing it quite often. And then you kind of got away from it, and you saw it start getting a little pro, and then people were, kind of turning the game, trying to make it, it's a game with cars shooting things, and they're like, oh, well, this maneuver, he does this with this, and technically this, and all this, and I'm like, y'all are taking this way too damn seriously, for crying out loud. That's just my opinion, but, have you ever played Rocket League, or at all, or anything?
Yeah, so I played Rocket League. I never owned it. I only just played it when, people had it, and I was never actually good at it. I didn't know any of the tricks or the moves.
Oh, yeah,
and some people are stay focused on the ball, and some people are no, don't do that. That messes up your game. Just make sure you know where it is. And it's I will never go pro in this game.
Yeah, it's one of those games where everybody who plays it thinks they know what's best to play, and they're like, no, listen to me. They're like, no, listen to me.
It really is, though.
Yeah.
It really is, though.
But again, maybe, because, I don't know, there's still tournaments and stuff, but I don't know how, as far as, the general pop goes with the hype on it, I feel like it's died down a bit.
Yep.
So maybe it'll come back up, and they said the summer, but they didn't give a date. I didn't see a date, and I'm like, oh, the summer, but I'm like, well,
yeah, then they probably just
August.
Don't have, an actual official date somewhere,
But there's 1 month left of the summer. It's okay, you can say, why say in the summer instead of just August? At least say August.
It's literally the last day of July.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, literally. Yeah, it's not like they announced this in April or something.
Yeah, that's interesting. What if it was a last minute decision,
I guess so.
Like, what if they were like fighting about it for a long time or something, and I don't know, someone was officially like, okay, let's do it. You know,
mean,
they
I
pulled
wonder.
the
Yeah,
plug.
it's like I don't know. I can't remember when the acquisition took place and how long that took to integrate, but you almost get this feeling like there's a small, tiny part where I'm like, delay.
Yeah.
They're not very clear. It's just, yeah. It is. It's just so weird to announce it so soon and stuff. But I didn't put that. But something else that got announced, though.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't. Another thing, and then we'll hop back and forth again. An addendum to release dates. Battletoads is coming August 20th.
Oh.
Finally has a release date. And if
Wow.
anybody's kept track of this Battletoads game has been waiting to come out for like at least like 3 years. Like apparently it's been
Really?
shown.
That's how long?
Yeah, they've been delaying this thing to God knows how long.
Bro,
And they
what the
finally
fuck?
announced it's
I
coming
gotta look
August
that up.
20th, and it's gonna be part of Game Pass. Yes, Battletoads. I'm gonna play for 2 seconds.
Oh my god, I see it. Yeah.
I'm
Wow,
gonna play
finally.
it for 5 minutes and rage quit because, of course, Battletoads is known for being really difficult. It's like the Dark Souls of platformers, and I'm gonna hate it, but I'll give it a shot because it's on Game Pass. I can't remember how much it was everywhere else.
It was such a long time ago, but I once read like an article that was just like, why is Battletoads really hard? Is it the hardest game I've ever played? Probably.
Yeah, it's like up there. It's above what's the other one that's really hard? The one where Arthur's the Ghosts and Goblins. It's
I never played that. Never.
Yeah, that's known also for being difficult as well, but I think this one's even more difficult than that. That's like the top
Wow.
tier. Ghosts and Goblins is like an old game from, I can't remember if it's an NES or SNES. You can play as Arthur and the devil character Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It's owned by Capcom.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's another one.
Oh, yeah.
I know why. Because Ghosts and Goblins, to officially beat the game, you have to play it twice to beat it. You go through the entire game, right? And like you can't save or any of this shit. And then I can't remember what the twist is, but there's a twist at the end for the story, and you have to play through the whole game the second time to officially finish it.
That's fucking insane, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Yeah. Look that up, guys, if you want to know more. Just look up Ghosts and Goblins, and also Battletoads, because that's another old school game. But I wanted to throw that in there as well. Ken, what else is going on this week?
We have some free games on Epic, right? One of them is 20XX. I've heard people say it both ways. But if you like Mega Man, you'll like this. It's just like an action platformer, and it's literally Mega Man, but Mega Woman, basically, and that's pretty much it. And it's supposed to be a little more innovative because they have like daily challenges, which, you know, people like. And then we also have Barony. I don't even know how to say that. But it's like a dungeon crawler, and it looks so much like Minecraft. So if you like the look of Minecraft and you like dungeon crawlers, that's it for you. And then there's Super Brothers. Sword and Sorcery.
Not Super Mario Brothers, but Super Brothers?
No, just Super Brothers. It's not Super Mario Brothers. It's Super Brothers. And they're you play as two brothers.
Oh, and you don't say.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have guessed.
And then I think one's a monk and one's like a warrior or something like that.
Ooh.
I don't even remember. It's something like that. And then it's action adventure, and that's pretty much it. It's very audio visual. So if you're into that, there's that.
I don't know. I like some warriors. I like some monks. But I don't know. Check out. But that's 3 games though. 3 games.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, the Mega Man one I never heard of, surprisingly. Because like, you know, Mighty Number 9 and stuff like that. But I was like, where did this game come from all of a sudden?
But it's like this, almost the same moves as Mega Man. She has the same outfit as Mega Man. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's the same color.
It's weird. I've never heard of it, because like when you hear about Mega Man stuff, like it's the same thing with like Mega Man Sonic. It's like I'm not really into either of these franchises that much, but what I hear news about whether I want to or not, you know?
Yeah. They have it. It's there. It's free.
Oh wow,
So
man! And they're still Epic's still having the sale, I believe, right? Epic and PlayStation still having the sale.
Yeah, it's the summer sale goes on until August 6th.
All right, so still got some time, guys. Still got some time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check that out. What else is going? What else is going on this weekend?
So Nike is not a stranger to creating just like awesome themed shoes, right? And they're not a stranger to the video game industry, but there is a creator. His name is Soul by JC, and you can find him on Twitter and Instagram and all that good stuff. And he designed shoes for Nike that are aimed towards gamers, and it has like it's actually pretty fucking awesome. It has like the Nike swoosh, like every Nike shoe does, but it's pixelated, and then somewhere on the shoe it says "Have a good game." And then if you actually turn off the lights, there are like it glows too. It glows, and it glows neon, and I don't know how. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They want to buy it off of him to sell it, but we'll see what happens. Like they want to buy the design off of him. Yeah, because usually when this happens, I guess sneakerheads would know this, that like they're very like limited releases and like blah blah. Yeah, but we don't know when we can buy them. We don't know how long we can buy them for, and we don't know how much they'll be for. But I just know they're trying to buy the design off him so that they could have it forever.
Are you like a sneakerhead person at all?
I'm not. So that's the thing. I don't know how many gamers out there are sneakerheads.
I mean,
I
think there's some.
There's some. Yeah.
I mean, there's like at least I know at least one streamer. She's into shoes, or I know actually of two lady streamers I've come across. They're like into shoes, but more women than men I've seen, like, which is weird. But I know there's some out there. I've never been a sneakerhead. I mean, I had like some cool like Batman shoes once. There's certain shoes I'd be like, oh, that's cool to have, but I'm not spending a bajillion dollars on them. I was never.
I don't want to do that either. And then like some people don't even wear them because they don't want to crease them. I just don't understand sneakerheads, man.
I don't get it either.
Like I understand people who collect like collectibles, you know, like the ones that sit on your shelf, because they're not meant to do anything. But like sneakers are meant to be worn. I don't know. There's something about it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I've never been interested in getting like Jordans or anything of that sort.
Like what if Nike's trying to buy the design off of him because they know there are not a lot of gamers sneakerheads, but there's like enough. I don't know.
It's hard. I don't know. It's like I don't know if I'd accept that deal or not. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because part of me, it's like, okay, I know I can get a bunch of money real quick, but then if it's like, if they're interested and I found a way to do it myself and make your own, like, kind of sort of business out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know what I would do in that case. I don't know what's the best way to do. Do you take it up or not? Especially if it's a limited thing.
Yeah. And they are usually, like, limited things. So I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. We'll see if they actually like make it retail forever, or if it's just going to be a limited thing. Let's see what happens. Yeah. But that's like a thing if you're a sneakerhead and you like shoes, and I think these shoes are pretty cool. And if they're not that expensive, I might get them.
I mean, Nike's. Wait, what's I want to see what these look like. I actually haven't seen.
Let me send you this article. I saw it on Twitter and I thought it was pretty cool.
Okay, hold on.
Let me send you this. Boom.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw it. Someone liked it because one of my friends is a sneakerhead, and I was like, "Oh, these are actually pretty fucking rad." And they have like Velcro at the back, you know, just to give it that extra.
All right, hold on.
Love.
Extra love.
Yeah.
See my Discord, but whatever. It's like
Those are the shoes, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
One pair to rock and one to stock. Is that really what sneakerheads do? I thought you get frowned upon if you crease them no matter what.
I'm gonna put this on the screen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I mean, they're fine. They're fine.
Yeah. I like them because they're like not over the top. They're a little more like minimalistic when it comes to like crazy Nike designs, you know?
Yeah, I hope this isn't like super expensive. It doesn't look like it should be one of those super expensive kind of things, you know?
But it just might be. You never know.
It's whatever. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm with you. It's like if I'm wearing this stupid shoe, like why would I, you know? That's the point or whatever. That's,
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, good for him or you know. More power to you. That is interesting though. Nike,
yeah.
I mean, Nike's, you know, Nike, you're pretty set though, right? Like Nike's for the most part, it's like, you know what you're getting. You're getting something decent. What else is going on?
Yeah.
Just quick, just couple
yeah, go ahead.
things. So, as we've been talking about on our podcast and things like that, a lot of stuff has been coming to TV and film and stuff like that recently. And Kindle, I tell you, the news just keeps on coming. Witcher.
Ooh, what about Witcher?
Or Witcher. Oh, Valley of Plenty. Yes.
Toss a coin to your Witcher.
Yes. As you know, the Witcher series came out. Did fairly well. People fairly liked it. They are coming out with the second season. But from what I've gathered, they mostly filmed it all before all this stuff happened. So it should be coming out later this year. But they're giving us more. They're giving us more. They're doing a kind of pulling the Game of Thrones, but doing it exact opposite. Way earlier instead of way later.
Wow.
So yeah, they have this new Witcher prequel series that's gotten announced called Blood Origin.
Oh my god.
It's a prequel show. It's gonna be about 6 episodes long. It doesn't say when it's coming out. But it's gonna be like about like the origin of the Witchers.
Okay.
Which is interesting because I know there's like the books, but I know season 1 was kind of like the beginning of the book, so I don't know how much. I'm not too much into lore to know where like the origins of the Witchers are already in terms of like book canon and things like that.
Yeah.
So, what it's gonna be run by 2 people who wrote one of the episodes, Banquets, Bastards, and Burials. Yeah, and it's gonna be on Netflix. So, yeah, it's going to be a short series. They confirm it's just going to be a mini-series, so no, like, second season or whatever, just a one-time thing. And, yeah, so I assume, since they already filmed Season 2, it's going to come out after Season 2. So my question is, Kendall, one, do you like this news, and are you looking forward to it, or do you not care? And then number 2, do you think this is a little premature? Or do you say just hit it while iron's hot and go now? Or wait a little bit down the road?
Yeah, so I'm actually a Witcher fan of like newer stuff. Like I've never really played it myself. I've only watched people play like the Witcher games and whatnot. Like I was a fan of it, but like whatever they did never concerned me. Or like whenever they didn't do something didn't concern me. So I am excited for it because like I don't have a lot of Witcher experience. So it's exciting to me. I can see how it's not exciting to people who love it. And I do think from a person who's like getting into it, the community, that it's good for people like me. It might be bad for people who have been in the community for a long time. But, like, it has been so successful because of Henry Cavill and the show they have that, like, why not? why not just do it? Like, hit it while it's hot, like you said, because they have a lot of new fans just from that television show.
That's a good perspective.
Yeah.
That's an interesting way to think about it. I hope it's good enough that you, as somebody that's not heavily invested, enjoys it.
Yeah.
That's good. That's a good perspective to have, because so many people are with, fans of something. It's like, oh, it's got to be done this exact way, or be perfect, or if they change something, be adaptable, people will whine and complain. And it's like, sometimes it's like, hey, if it's, heaven forbid, they change up a little bit. If it's good, that's great. If you like it, that's great. If you don't like it, just go play the game again, or watch the other season or something. You don't have to watch it. It's not... So, see, I'm the opposite, because I'm one of those things where it's like, if I'm going to invest in it, I'm going to watch it all, whether I hate it or not, just because I have to. That obsessive, just like, I have to see everything from the beginning kind of thing.
Yeah. And ultimately, when they do make it, though, it does, like, come down to, like, whether it's good or not. But, like, I don't know. I think it's a good idea, just for... Yeah.
Okay, alright. Yeah, it's coming. I will say that, okay, I'll say this, though. Like, just in my own personal opinion, I think it is a little too early. I think it's a little too early for a prequel. I would rather them wait till, like, season 4-ish to do it.
Oh, yeah. How it's, like...
Yeah, because we have only had one season.
Yeah. Okay, from a filmmaking standpoint, I agree.
If the second season starts to fall apart or whatever, right? Because when you're established in like season 3 and 4, it's like you're like all in. You got everybody to get on it. It's fully established. You're ready to go. You know for a fact it's gonna hop in there. So that's just the way I would do it. I'm not saying this is not gonna go well for them. It probably will. I hope it's great too, like you said. But just me personally, I think it's like pulling it a little too, just like after just the second one didn't even come out yet. And I get it. Yeah. Like the second one, they renewed it before the first season come out. I was like, okay, I get that. That is kind of common now. But it's like to not even wait till the second season comes out, then to announce it after, I felt like would have even been a little bit better.
And you're like, yeah, I get that too. Because we did just get one season. It's like, oh, we do, okay, yeah, prequel! But, like, when the prequel comes out, and then, like, a new season of, like, the original show comes out, yeah, it's just like, do I watch it at the same time? Do I finish one season? Like, yeah.
Yeah, because you're running into, and in that sense, it does feel a little like, they're a little like, oh, money grab, just a little bit, money grab.
Yeah.
But... I mean, you're running into that... The only show I can think of that's ever really done this and kind of made it work was Spartacus. Because they had the first season, and the second season was a prequel to the first season, and then they got back in the main story in the third season. I mean, that was because the lead actor, unfortunately was not well, and unfortunately had passed away. But that was the main reason they did it. But it was a little bit weird, a different sort of way to do it, and it kind of worked.
Yeah.
So, but that could have been like a one-time sort of thing,
Mm-hmm.
So like you said, they have to make it clear that... And now by having the title, like a subtitle to it, implies, okay, main series is The Witcher, subtitled is this, So it shouldn't be too much, but it's just to make sure people know, yeah, you're not getting a Henry Cavill in this one, folks, but it's short and sweet and to the point. But yeah, I liked the first season. It was a little slow at the beginning.
It was slow in the beginning, but then like once it actually picked up, then it picked up.
Yeah, once it started, and then Yennefer was like getting all she was. Everybody was sipping out for her for a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone really was though. But I like her as a character, and like I'm glad she actually grew as a character.
Yeah, because at first I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. I was like, oh, okay, I see where we're going. And also, just another thing. Now we're talking about the film, right? We talk about TV, film, stuff on film side too. Also, with Netflix. Now this is interesting too, because this is kind of relates to our previous conversation, but in a different sort of way.
Okay.
So the director of Detective Pikachu, Rob Letterman, it's been announced that he is directing a Netflix film adaptation as live action and animation hybrid, just like Detective Pikachu.
Oh, because of... Okay, I get it, yeah.
Of Beyond Good and Evil.
That's insane to me. Who asked for it?
It's... Oh, okay, there's several things to consider with this. One, the directing choice isn't bad. It's a fair directing choice.
Yeah.
But two, it's not only is Beyond Good and Evil like a special gem, right? It's a kind of like a cult classic where it got more of a following as time went on. And it's a good game.
Yes.
I played a good part of it. It's a good game and stuff. But you're basing it on a game whose franchise has become infamous for a sequel that has never come out and has been in development for like a decade and a half. And that game still isn't out yet.
No.
And for you to announce this just now is a little random, and I feel like the timing isn't the best.
Yeah.
Because it's like you said, it's like, okay, the second Beyond Good and Evil isn't out yet. If that finally had come out and it did well, if it's on everybody's minds, then you announce, okay, the adaptation, that's one thing. Maybe.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like...
Yeah.
Even if the second one's good, it's like, would it sell that well? Is it that big of a franchise to worth that doing over all these other franchises?
Who asked for it?
Yeah, and it's like, why do it now? Why now?
You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like someone at the studio had this idea for a really, really long time. And, like, they now just got, like, the green light for it or something.
Yeah, I mean, it's involving Ubisoft Film and Television. Excuse me. Ubisoft has a film and television division that's producing.
Yeah. So,
it just felt like they're holding on to it.
It says what?
That's the other weird part. It says it's in this according to IGN by Wesley LeBlanc. It says the adaptation, in this according to Hollywood Reporter, of the adaptation is in early development and the team is still searching for writers. Then why announce it this soon then? They
announced it so soon. Like, who's hyped? I understand who would be hyped for this, but who's hyped for this? Like, why announce it this early? Maybe they announced it this early to gain traction, but still, like, come on.
You know what, Kendall? It's one of those things where, holy crap, I didn't realize he directed Shark Tale. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. And he co-directed Monsters vs. Aliens, and he did... Oh, yeah, he did the first Goosebumps. Hell yeah.
He did a lot of things.
Yeah, he did a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
But, yes, I'm getting that Kendall. I don't know... There's a couple comparisons you could put here.
Yeah.
The latest one I could think of is Alita Battle Angel. Where they put a bunch of money into this movie. And now, I liked the movie, to be fair. I liked it.
Yeah.
But... And especially this day and age in Hollywood and film, right? The cliche of it is the fact that it's something that's unique and original. The big studios, like, why would they put this much money into something like that? That's not a marketable thing. It just doesn't make any business sense, and most of the stuff never gets made. Now, on Netflix and stuff like that, there is, like, all these streaming services are giving a chance for these other movies to be made.
Mm-hmm.
But... Again, this isn't, if done right, this isn't a low-budget movie. This isn't an Old Guard or Extraction. This is like Detective Pikachu. I mean, how much money did that cost to make Detective Pikachu? Let's look into this. This cost, and I mean, it made, okay, it was $150 million budget, and it made $433 million, domestically.
Oh my god.
So it's a $150 million film, which is literally live action and CG, like to describe this. even if small streaming services like Netflix, I know there were, and that's what's weird. Here's what's even weirder, Kendall, as I'm going
What's
on this
weird?
plan. But
Tell me.
so they just announced this like big movie, right? So they said earlier this year they're like, oh, we're gonna cut back on some of our funding. We're gonna cut back on the amount of shows and stuff just because like there's so much in debt and they just keep adding it up. So like we're gonna slow it down a bit and claim back stuff. And then they announced some movie recently. I think it's like Leo DiCaprio, him, and is it like De Niro or something?
Are they doing a thing?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Fudge. Oh yeah. So here it is. So they were trying to get. I can't find it. But anyway, so they said that like earlier in the year, but then they just announced that they're coming out with this movie that's like $200 million.
Okay.
As a budget, which is like the highest they ever spent on movie. Oh, I know what it was. It's a movie with Ryan Gosling.
What? I've never heard of what's happening.
This is it. This was the movie I was thinking of. Here we go. Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans are being a movie together. That's a spy thriller. There's talk about maybe them wanting to turn this franchise potentially, but it's a spy versus spy movie. That's basically the setup. But the same year, they're like, we're gonna cut back on stuff. They're gonna spend $200 million on this movie.
Okay.
On this kind of movie, right? It's not a CGI heavy movie.
Yeah.
Which is the most expensive they put in the thing.
I mean, it's probably that expensive because they're probably expensive to hire.
Right. But then, on top of that, they're going to spend $150 plus on this Beyond the Good and Evil movie that's not as marketable. So it's like, on one hand, you're like, oh, we're going to cut back on our stuff. We're going to do more like just marketable, less strange things. But then you do this for Beyond Good and Evil too. It's a little bit confusing. What message are you trying to send here?
But if it's going to be on Netflix, correct?
Yes.
Knowing Netflix and their pattern of movies, they usually hire actors who are trending at the time. So, to do that, they hire people who are trending, is what I mean. So, do you think all that money can go to CGI depending on who's trending right now? Or, do you think that they're going to spend most of that money on an actor?
I mean, for a movie like this, I think you need somebody.
Yeah.
A movie 100%. Like this that's for a very niche audience, you need a big name to draw people in. Otherwise, again, like you said, who's going to care?
Who's gonna care?
Franchise.
Who's gonna care?
So it might be more than 150 because it's one thing to Detective Pikachu. You had what's his name in it, right? And he's been in some stuff, but he's a rising star, right?
Yes,
and that movie costs like 150. You had Ryan Reynolds too, so that's part of it.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds was the selling point, and Pokemon was the selling point.
Yes,
and they knew that they didn't need a lead who is well known because of that.
Yeah, exactly. Because you had even if Ryan Reynolds wasn't, you had Pokemon live action first Pokemon movie. Even the cops like the Pikachu. That's what you do. Just have Pikachu. Whatever. Yeah, you're exactly right. So yeah, that's why they need a big name for this. I'm curious who's gonna get attached because obviously I assume if they're going by the story, it's gonna be a female lead, like a new upcoming female lead.
Yep. And
potentially they might want to turn this into a franchise if it does well.
Yeah.
Whether it goes past the second game or before the second game comes out, who heaven knows right now. But yeah, it's like then who do you cast to pull people in and stuff like that?
Yeah. So that's exciting.
It's just
I'm
just shocked they're taking a studio that said that we're gonna hold back like it's one thing to run rails to Chris Evans, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But to
Who
take that much money
for
on
it?
the risk on an unknown property, we just said you were gonna cut back and focus on higher property stuff.
I'm still gonna go back to who asked for it. Who asked for it?
I mean, I don't know. It's an odd choice. I gotta tell you, I'm a little bit confused.
It's so odd.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to go a whole film rant tangent. But
No, that was kind of insane.
Yeah,
but you're
I mean,
fine.
and I'll bring this up since we're talking about films. We're related to this. So Ninja, Mr. Hacho self, he wants to go into Hollywood. He wants to do things.
Yes, he does, and he was on the cover of the Hollywood Reporter.
That's right, Kendall.
Have you seen that cover? Have you seen it?
Oh, where like the heavens light shining upon him, just like.
Yeah, that is a terrible photo. It is a terrible photo of Ninja, and I'm here to say that whoever looks at that cover and knows this is a gamer boy wanting to go into Hollywood, they're gonna stereotype all gamers to look like him. Young, colored alternative hair with skater boy hair features, you know? Like, he does not look appealing in that photo, and he looks like a generic gamer boy in that photo.
And apparently he's gonna cameo in Free Guy, which is that Ryan Reynolds video game movie, and he had a scene for the new the last Jumanji movie that got cut.
Yeah.
But you're right, because like there's a picture I'm looking at Screen Rant, and they have a photo of him when he was on Ellen. And it's just like looking at that, I'm like, this is the general audience being like, oh, these are what these gamers are. This one guy, you know, and is his hair like combed down too? I'm like, he doesn't even have the signature hair.
It's because he hasn't had a haircut because of quarantine. That's his excuse, which makes sense, you know? But like, they could have done something with it for that.
But yeah, he wants everything in on Hollywood, and see this is. I got no issues with Ninja. I'm fine with him, but I knew this was coming, and this is why I'm. See, it's like this whole thing we were talking about with this, or like, you know, like certain channels, like, you know, certain things that we were talking about VENN earlier a little bit. Not to bash on it too much. I still like what they're doing, but there are certain avenues this industry's taking that I knew it was gonna take, that it shouldn't be taking, and it is doing it. It's these things of like, if that's gonna happen, that should be somebody like us, that not Ninja. Ninja's not and it's going to fail. It's not gonna do well, and then the rest of us are gonna get ruined by it.
You don't think it's gonna? You think it's gonna fail?
I mean, you can't have somebody like him just hopping in. He's want to do voiceover or acting or whatever. Voiceover is fine, but yeah.
This is how I feel about it. Whatever fucking movie he's in, or TV show he's in, or whatever, might gain such large traction because of his following. You know, not to say that he will be successful in Hollywood, but I do think he can get immediately hired because of his following. Right now, a lot of agencies, like application-wise even, are just asking how many Instagram followers you have. You know, because they need that traction coming from your followers, and like he could easily do it, especially if it's like somewhere in nerd culture.
We're getting heated. This is interesting, Kendall. We're gonna have a little bit disagreement.
I know, right? I just like I don't think it's gonna last long unless he's an actual good actor. But I do think the first or second thing he's in will gain the hype that they know he can get for them. And then maybe that's it. If he's bad, that's it. If he's good, bro, he might just switch over, you know?
Here's the thing. I mean, I don't look. I see what you're saying. I partly agree with what you're saying. We're kind of in the same boat.
We are. I just don't think it would be a failure from the start. I think it will.
See, I disagree.
That's
I disagree with that because yes, it brings the viewers in, but even I mean, you look like at other people, right? So like say for example, like I mean, LeBron James is gonna be in Space Jam too, right? And like Michael Jordan was in Space Jam. He didn't do best acting, but it was a fine, but it was a one-time thing. It was part of the gimmick and the story that made that work, right? It was like a special spark bottle.
Yeah.
But majority of the time, if you weren't like, if you haven't had any like sort of practice or real experience, doing the cameos yourself is one thing. Anybody can really do that. But to hop in and just say like, oh, I'm just gonna do this, it's very like, yes, you're right. He probably could get hired, get a role easily or whatever. But there's been so many like celebrity, and I put that in quotes with him, status people that have tried to make the jump that were huge, that were insanely popular in what they did.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter. Yeah, they brought all those people, but if the first episode that they did was bad or the movie was bad, it didn't matter how big or successful they were. That movie bombed, not just like them doing bad, but it financially would do bad.
Yeah.
So that's where I disagree because yes, the thing is that he can fail at this completely and he'll be fine. He's not losing people. But I think it doesn't matter like how big numbers and stuff you are. If he like comes out with like a show and the first 2 episodes are terrible, it's gonna get talked about on the internet how terrible it is, and then that's it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna get success for the product he's doing, I don't think.
Yeah. I like the thing is it all just depends on like he obviously needs an agent. You know what I mean? And like his current agent is so different than Hollywood agents, like booking agents for movies and TV shows, that there's a chance that Ninja just might be cheap enough to hire too for your show or for your movie. Like he doesn't have the prerequisites he needs or the qualifications to be an actor. All he has is like commercials he did for his own channel or advertisements he's done for other things, but that doesn't give you fucking qualifications to be a good actor or be paid enough in Hollywood. You know?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. It's not necessarily whether you're good or not that matters.
Yeah, so he might be cheap enough and he might bring in enough revenue to where they just like keep him in the industry.
But see, here's my thing, and here's what's the issue I'm having. And it's a counter that this is what surprised. See, this is why I think he's going about this the wrong way. Because, and this is why I think why it's gonna fail, and I'll tell you why. Because if he had any chance of doing somewhat okay in this film or television industry, and entertainment industry, it would be wise, in my opinion, because, like, who am I? Do I know any better? But I think I do. I think it's one of the cases I think I know better. Do what LeBron James is doing. Start your own production company and make your own content yourself.
Yeah.
He has the money to do it.
100%.
Why just say, I'm looking for acting roles and stuff? Do it yourself, dude. That's the only way he's going to have real success with this, is if he creates his own content. But he's not saying he's producing. He's just, like, looking for shit.
But he's probably not confident enough to do it himself, I bet you. He's probably trying to get established in the industry. And the way for him to do that is to publicly announce that he wants to, because someone will hire him.
I mean, that's true. And to say you want to do anything and everything Hollywood shows that he doesn't have a specific focus. It's like almost like how much does he really want? I mean, it's part of me is getting like, it sounds like he wants it, but part of me doesn't, because he's just like, oh, I just want to do random stuff just to do it. It's like, I don't know. Like, I wish we need to get him as a guest on this show. That's what we need to do. Is get him as a guest so I can ask him what his motivation and end goals are, because it's not making it clear. I think he needs to have, like, again, LeBron James, he has no, like, I mean, he's did a couple cameos, but, like, he doesn't have, like, the experience as an actor or anything either, and he, you know, but he still had the money to do himself, and it didn't matter whether he think he could do it or not.
Yeah.
All he had to do is, he produces shows that he's not even in. You know, that's the thing. And it's like, I feel like Ninja, being a business person and all that, that's done this merch and all this shit's been around long enough.
Yeah.
For him to all of a sudden not have the confidence to produce his own movie.
Yeah.
Seems a little, like,
so
weird
interesting. Like, so interesting. I will give him that. He's making moves in his career. He knows gaming probably can't last that long, and he's probably trying to find new passions just in case, you know?
Yeah, I just hope he's not just saying, like, oh, well, this is kind of close, and this is the next big thing, so I might as well hit this, because it kind of come across that way. That's why I'm not sure.
I mean, honestly, if I was as big as Ninja, I would also have, like, the same idea, like, as going into acting, whether that be voice acting or, like, small role acting, TV show acting. Like, I would do it. Television acting, movie acting. I would fucking do it. I know I'm not good enough, but, like, I feel like I would be confident enough to where I know I could get hired.
See, I'm with you and I'm not, because I would say, yes, I'm with you. I would be in fucking everything. I would do everything I could. Host, actor, whatever. I would do all of it. So in that sense, I get you. But at the same time, I would still go into it not saying, like, oh, I'm down to put, I wouldn't know what I want to do or where, like, my strengths are. So I'd be like, yeah, voice acting is what's like, all right, I'll do voice actor, whatever. But if I'm like, oh, I want to be in films, it's like, okay, I know I want to be in this kind of film. I want to be like, oh, I want to do, like, a comedy, or I want to be a superhero villain. And it's like, okay, put me as, like, a small supporting actor and work your way up, because I know enough of the business to be like, okay, like, even if I'm a big person, it's like, if I take it seriously, want to grow, I should kind of start here and work my way up, or focus on a specific thing. Not just to be like, I'm down to do whatever. I would be like, oh, let me start, I have this goal. I want to start doing this first. If that doesn't work out, let's try this. Let's try television. Doesn't work, let's try a little bit of film. Let's try to do voice act on the side, too. So you are, like you said, you're still doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But you have some sort of plan.
Like, you have your actual niche and your plan and your own platform.
And not just willy-nilly be like, that, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because then you're going to pick a project that ends up being a piece of shit, because you don't know any better.
But I can't, like you said, though, earlier, too, like, if he fails, then, like, he's fine, you know? He has, like, the platform. Right. And if he fails in anything, including video games, he still has the clout. He has the numbers on social media to just straight be an influencer. You know? He doesn't need to do much anymore. I think, I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
That's a whole argument about influencers and numbers.
Yeah.
I have a whole thing about that. We won't get into that for now. But yeah, I didn't expect to get in as much of a heated conversation about this thing, but this was interesting. We wanted, you guys want more personality on our streams. You got it, buddy. You got it. You wanted that fire and heat, so there you go.
Yeah, and then speaking of Ninja,
go ahead.
He actually spoke out against Joe Rogan. Did you hear what Joe Rogan had to say this week?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Joe Rogan basically said in a podcast, if you guys don't know who Joe Rogan is, he is a comedian, a host for podcasts, TV shows. He's a commentator for wrestling and martial arts. And he sometimes he acts, depending.
Fear Factor.
He's a host for Fear Factor, Zoop, News Radio. He had his own show for a little bit.
What the hell is a Zoop? Did you say
Zoop? It was like Zoop something.
Zoop?
Zoop. I guess not.
I was like, what the hell is a Zoop? I'm not saying you're saying anything wrong. I just want to know what the hell a Zoop is. I'm just
I guess this was just a typo.
He
did a zoo thing.
Video game originally. Yeah. That's actually a video game.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, he
Mm-hmm.
in a podcast today
Mm-hmm.
last week / this week talked about how video games are a waste of time. And he was specifically talking about the people who are trying to get to ninja status. He's talking about the people who are trying to be the 1% in streaming, in video games, where you can actually make it a career. And he says, like, it's a problem, it's fun, they're exciting, but you don't get anywhere with them because he thinks it's not elitist, but that it's close to impossible to get to where a ninja is at. And multiple people actually spoke out against him. And everyone's just kind of upset that he said it's a waste of time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. It just, like, everyone just felt like he was trying to invalidate people.
Who else? Jimmy Kimmel, right? He's famous for having the same similar thought, right?
Does he?
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel
No
has. Look up Jimmy Kimmel's history and his thoughts on video games. And he's had people on the show try to show him games.
Oh,
before.
You're right. Yeah, he said something like 5 years ago about the same fucking thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and like he's had people on the show to try to convince him differently. He still's never changed his mind.
Yeah, he said that like video gamers are childish and like it's not a real career. I remember. Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's like I get what Joe Rogan is saying, but it's like you could literally say the same thing about being an actor.
You could literally say it about anything. Yes, that's exactly the argument that everyone's having online, that you could say it literally about any career where you have to be lucky or know people to get into the industry.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, so it's not a valid argument really for him to have. It's like...
It's really not. Like, it's the same thing about being like a podcast host, you know? Just because you found success doesn't mean it's a waste of time for other people.
I mean, I don't know how you feel about Joe Rogan overall, because he's a very interesting figure, because I think people are he's very mixed, where it's like a lot of people in our industry do like him, and like it's like half the time the internet likes what he says and agrees with him, and another half the time the internet thinks he's a complete dumb shit with what he says.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like one day the internet likes him, one day the internet hates him. It's very interesting how he goes back and forth, but he's just still doing what he's doing. Because, like, he does some interviews, like he did one with Robert Downey Jr. that was really cool and interesting. And, you know, and he's had ones with, like, other people that say dumb shit, but then sometimes he says dumb shit, too, you know? And it's like, what do you do with people like that? Because you like some of the content what they make, but then they say dumb stuff.
Yeah.
But then, you know, like, if there's people that do like the content, it's not like you can really cancel them like you can other people, because... people do.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing. I mean, I don't know. Because like part of, I mean, like what you said was really dumb, but it's like, does that mean I don't agree with stuff that he said? I don't know. I don't know how.
I just like sometimes he says stuff like that, and then sometimes he like kind of like is a hypocrite almost, because he's very biased. Like we said, like with the whole video game thing, like you could say that about anything.
And it's weird too, because he was on. Here's. I'm gonna go down rapid for you, Kendall. You'll like
okay.
It. So this is very. So he was on. So Kevin Pereira from G4. After he did G4, he started his own podcast before the attack, right?
Yeah.
And one of the earlier guests he had on the show was Joe Rogan.
Wow.
So it's just interesting that he would be on that show. Now, to be fair, they shared the same studio. They literally had the same studio, but they would be there like at different hours or whatever. So that's probably why he was on it. But it's just interesting that he was willing to be on the show that was focused on kind of nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
But then to also like say this.
Wow.
Just saying. Interesting. I think he might have been. I think he was even. You know, he was on Attack of the Show. He was on Attack of the Show, yeah. And so it's like, for him to be on that, but then think this way about video games, it's like, how can you think that but we're on these like shows that were about video games and technology and shit, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, were you like lying earlier before, or it's like, are you lying or whatever now?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh my god.
But yeah, he was on
I don't
Takeshi
know.
now. Remember, he might have been on it like twice, maybe. But he was on there towards that. I remember now.
But that's all I have to say about him, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting. Kendall.
Yes.
So the Avengers game, right? There's this Avengers game coming out, right?
There is.
We were talking about betas earlier. They're looking for people.
Yes. They are looking for people, but I almost feel like they're looking for people with numbers.
Yeah.
If I know anything about Marvel, I know they don't like wasting marketing. You know?
I know. And a guy that posted too, like he always posts stuff like that, and it's always like you get that feel like he always gives it to a higher number of people. Well, I don't know.
Yep. So we'll see what happens.
I didn't do on the post. What I should have said was like, oh, I worked at the Avengers booth last year and I had the shirt and I fucking didn't do it. Maybe I can reply to that. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll reply to that.
Yeah. The only thing that's kind of crazy about Avengers or Marvel video games is like they're not as successful as you think they could be. They're successful, but like not as much as they could be. And the same could go with this video game, which maybe they're trying to, you know, market it a little bit better. So maybe we do have a chance of actually getting a beta for it.
Yeah, because I'm looking at Spider-Man PS4. It's not the highest selling game on PS4.
Yeah.
But the Spider-Man PS4 is the only exception I can think of.
I was about to say that. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I will say this, Kendall. I'll say that, and then also too. So, over 13 million units. I will say this. Okay, so they had a second Avengers War Table, which is like their thing where they talk about the game.
Mm-hmm.
And after watching it and watching the Twitch chat like react to it, at least from the one I was watching it through.
Yeah.
This one had I think a good success rate, I would say, because as I was watching it, I kept seeing people saying, "This is the first content for this game that I'm liking, and this is the first time I'm legitimately excited for this game." People were watching it being like, "Okay, I actually want to play this game now. I'm interested. Let's go. This is the stuff they should have started with." Things of that sort, including myself. Like I told you before, I was a big superhero guy, but the game, even after working the booth, I still wasn't like kind of feeling it. But even I, after watching this, was kind of like, okay, now you piqued my interest. And what they did, which I don't know if this is which is a bit of a risk on their part, but it might actually pay off for them, is they're coming out with this beta, right? So they're having the beta. I can't remember the dates, but I believe it's if you pre-order it digitally, you get pre-access. It's open to everybody, though, at the end of August.
Hey, okay.
But it's, like, only on weekends. But in the beta, it's, like, it's pretty much a demo. It's not even a beta. It's a demo. They have samples pretty much of all of their stuff. They have some story stuff. They have these, like, missions where you go attack forts and shit. Basically, they have, like, a couple hours worth of content for this beta. Like, a good amount of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, this beta is coming like a week or two before the game launches.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But I think that would, but at the same time, that I think actually worked, because when I saw people were like, I'm interested in this game now, seeing that they could do all this stuff as this open beta, all these things were like, oh wow, they're like really throwing out there and giving me a shot, and then revealing Hawkeye as one of the extra characters. People were begging for Hawkeye and they got it. People are still assuming Ant-Man's gonna be another one. They're still emphasizing that at least a majority of the DLC is supposed to be free.
Okay.
That's what they say.
Sick.
They're saying free.
All right. We'll see how long that lasts and how well
that
it goes.
For. But I tell you what, Kendall, like I did see it. I do want to try that beta now when it comes and see how it plays.
So we'll just gotta hope I get it, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, you got the Captain America shirt. I don't know if your mind has changed on this at all, how you feel or anything like that.
Yeah.
But with this like whole beta stuff, I mean, I don't know. Do you think this is a good idea or is it a bad idea the way they're doing it? Does it make you feel like, are you like, oh yay, finally people are happy about this, or how's this?
Yeah, it's like one of those like beta. If they have a beta and it's a limited beta, then you feel like it has some sort of like not elitism to it, but like, you know, you got like there's something special to it. It's made for certain people, and like you're it if you got it, you know?
The only thing is, and it's a fair point to make, I guess, but it's not detrimental, is that I don't think... I'm gonna look this up. If you're, like, any of the stuff you've done to beta carries over to the main game. Because if you're gonna put that much in, and it doesn't carry over, that does kind of suck. But I guess if the game's good enough, people will be like, alright, I'll suck it up to do this little bit again.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah, it's, yeah, so it's gonna be coming out here, though, this month. Yeah, I don't see anything about that quite yet, but I liked it. It was a short demo, but it's just crazy how one little thing can turn it around, and people are like, yes, this is what the first one should have been. Should have been like this whole time, and they have different outfits. Like you have Hulk in like a full like suit and a hat, and you have like the Miss Marvel outfits are different, unique. It's not like just a change of like a color of something.
Yeah,
they're all different outfits and things of sort. So, I thought that was like the only really big like gaming like event this week. We know that Gamescom's coming up here soon and things of that sort. So hopefully more stuff out of that. We know the DC ones this month. That's gonna be a big deal. Do we finally get that Batman game announcement officially? There's gonna be another Microsoft one coming, another PlayStation one coming, another Ubisoft coming. So it's this week was kind of quieter, but there's gonna be more stuff coming in here pretty shortly.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I think that's kind of wraps things up overall, I think. Yeah, we had a lot of different random stuff. We got a little bit heated there, but that's good. We're trying to, like, spice things up a little bit.
Yeah!
Yeah, and so, yeah, we're gonna start wrapping things up. This will be posted later in the week. But and we're gonna start trying out new things and just keep an eye on stuff for down the road. We might be announcing new and different things. In the meantime, guys, feel free to follow us on the socials. Spread the word about the podcast. Tell all your friends about it. And be sure to check us out. We do post the VODs of all the podcasts on the Twitter page. So make sure to check them all out there. In the meantime, guys, thank you for hanging with us and your support. And we'll see you next week on the next episode.
Bye!